Namaste and welcome back to today's episode of Mahabharata Matters. In the previous episode, we saw that in the gambling game, Yudhishthira had lost everything, including himself, his brothers, and wife too. A shocking event that was never seen before had occurred. A woman was gambled away like an object. Vidura was furious. He spoke up in the court and he chastised the king. He begged and pleaded the king. When all else failed, he implored the king to stop this madness. But Dhritarashtra was too pleased again at the success of his son. Duryodhana dismissed the words of sense from Vidura. He was ecstatic at the outcome of his evil uncle Shakuni's intelligence. He had won everything that he wanted. All the riches that Yudhishthira owned, his brothers, himself and the wife too now. His happiness had no boundaries. At this time, he ordered one of the servants to go to Draupadi's chambers and ask her to present herself to Duryodhana as a slave. Having no choice, the servant went to convey the message. Draupadi could not believe what she was hearing. He told her that Yudhishthira had lost all his wealth, his kingdom, his brothers, himself, and now his wife too. At this point, Draupadi questioned, did Yudhishthira lose himself first or did he lose his wife first? The servant did not have the courage to answer. Draupadi said she is not going to go with him. The servant went back and related Draupadi's message to Duryodhana. Now Duryodhana was enraged. He ordered Dushasana to go to Draupadi's chambers and bring her by force if she did not come. The evil Dushasana gleefully went towards Draupadi's quarters. He roared Duryodhana's order to her. He said to her that she as a slave should present herself to her new master. He used the most hateful words. Draupadi was furious. She tried to reason with him, but Dushasana would not listen. She thought she could go to Gandhari to ask for support. But Dushasana crossed all boundaries. He would not let her go, and not only that, he grabbed her by her long hair and started dragging her forcefully towards the Jayantapuri Sabhā. Draupadi was full of tears and anger in her face. Dushasana had crossed all boundaries of Maryada. He had laid his hands on his sister-in-law who was equal to a mother. He continued dragging her by the hair until they got to the Sabhā at Jayantapuri. When she was in the court, Draupadi posed the same question to the elders now. She asked if Yudhishthira lost her first or himself first. Was it even right to bet her after he had lost himself? Vidura even said that it was not right for Yudhishthira to bet his wife after he had lost himself. But nobody would listen to his sense or the rules of dharma. To her surprise, even Bhishma gave an answer which was not conclusive. He said Yudhishthira had lost himself first. So Draupadi was still the queen. Somebody who has lost himself has no right on the queen. But then he was still her husband. As a husband, he was allowed to wager her. She was shocked to hear this answer. She questioned all the other elders who were in the assembly. But nobody had the courage to raise their head or speak up. She lambasted everybody for their inaction against adharma. She called them out for the deceit in the game and their ill manners. Bhima was burning with fury. He scolded Yudhishthira, saying that it was because of his weakness that now they were all in this state. Arjuna pacified him. Arjuna told Bhima that they should not quarrel among themselves. That would be like a cherry on the cake for the Kauravas. They would have given him what they want. They had to stay together. He said Yudhishthira too is furious, but his hands were tied. The rest of the audience silently watched on. What are our takeaways from this story? When one is faced in a conflict of dharma, meaning a dharma sankata, one has to choose the path that has the least amount of violence. For example, a soldier has to kill his opponent to save his country. He cannot preach about adharma and killing a person is wrong at that time. He has to choose to kill the opponent to save his country. Yudhishthira would have been wiser if he had not bet his wife. but he gave in to his weakness and also a tiny bit of hope in his heart that he may be able to win back everything. In his heart, he knew he has been losing all along, but still, that faint hope that he had, he continued to hold on to that till the very end. He should not have done that. Also, no one in the audience had courage to be upstanders. Only Vidura had the courage to speak up against the wrongdoers. Everyone else was being bystanders. It takes courage to stand up against the tormentor. Only Vidura showed that in this instance. Yatra naryastu pujyante ramante tatra devataha. It means where women are respected, even gods reside. Respecting women is imbibed in the culture. Every speck of life on earth starts in the womb of a mother. Disrespecting her is the gravest sin one can commit. With these thoughts, we come to the end of today's episode. Remember, in this series, we are discussing matters of Mahabharata because even today, Mahabharata matters. Hari Om.